you? Hope you're doing okay. My name's Samantha and this is episode 15 of the Khaos Kismet podcast. This is my little place on the internet where I talk about all the crafty stuff that I've been doing in the last week. I'm coming to you from the West Midlands in England, where I live with my two youngest sons and my dog, and I get fortnightly visits from my partner who is actually on his way here now. So I'm looking a little flustered because I thought I had a lot more time today, so I'm going to try and not go full Scottish and ramble through this super fast so nobody can understand me. I'm going to try. Yeah, he's meant to be here at 5 and then he's like, oh, I got an earlier train, so I'm going to be there at 3. Which is great because I haven't seen him for 3 weeks because the trains have all been on strike. However, it does mean that I have 2 hours less than I thought I had, and because I haven't seen him for 3 weeks, I want to have everything done before he gets here. And of course, because I now have 2 hours left, everything's gone wrong. Oh dear. I'm also a little, I've just had the shower. My shower was having a bit of a teenage moment. You know, you get in, and so my hair's like this. Got in the shower. Shower's like, you can't tell me what temperature to be. So, you know, goes a little hot, goes a little cold. I'm just like, I don't even care. I'm sure there's a blog post somewhere on the internet that tells me that that's the perfect way to have a shower. So that's how I'm living my life today. Oh dear. So I've done my little introduction bit. This is a crafty podcast. It's mostly crochet, bit of knitting, bit of sewing, bit of cross stitch, bit of embroidery, bit whatever I fancy doing that week. Mostly yarny stuff though. I this week have crochet, knitting, a little bit of sewing, don't have any cross stitch, don't have any embroidery. I kind of might have accidentally bought some yarn, but it's gorgeous, so, and I don't buy very often, so it's fine. Right, I will start off with my biggest finish for this week. So, previous viewers may remember this from last week. There's a stitch marker somewhere. Obviously, I picked the tiniest little stitch marker. Right, so there's a stitch marker there. That's where I was last week. And this is what we have now. Ooh. So this was Drops Muscat. I had bought a load of it online, thinking it's cotton, it's got the nice sheen to it, it'll be nice for amigurumis. And normally I make quite a lot of amigurumis. I've not made so much of them recently. I don't know why, but I have some on my list for the coming weeks. So I've got this Drops Muscat, and it's nice, it's soft, the colours, like you can see how vibrant these colours are, and it's got a nice range of colours as well. So I just bought a big selection of colours that I thought might be quite nice together. And then I got it and tried to make an amigurumi with it, and it is so splitty. It's not plied particularly well. Like, I don't know if you'll be able to see it. I don't know if you'll be able to see it on the stitches, but see how, so I'm back to my normal nails again where they're all ratty. See, it's not very well plied, so when I was trying to make amigurumi with it, you're obviously making smaller stitches, and the hook was just going straight through the yarn and splitting it, and it was leaving little loopy bits. It was difficult to use. So I made, that's the door, excuse me. Okay, I'm back, sorry. Oh dear, nobody ever comes to the door until I'm trying to do something. It was the postman. Nothing exciting, it was just bills and other grown-up stuff that nobody ever wants. Anyway, what was I talking about? Yes, this. So I've made the one amigurumi with it, and then the rest of it just got left in a bag. It's, you know, the organza bags, the wool warehouse ones. So when I went through into like my craft area where I store all my stuff, the bag was just sitting there, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to do something with that. What can I do with it? Definitely no more amigurumis. But I only had, apart from this red, so it's like a brighter red and a darker red, I had originally bought more of the brighter red to make Santas with, but apart from that I only had one of each colour. So I'd made a couple of water bottle holders for my kids, and these two are the remnants of that. And I thought, you know what, I'm just gonna like try and maybe make a rug or a little throw or something, see how it turns out then. Because it wasn't too bad. When I made the water bottle holders, I'd used a bigger hook and it wasn't too bad, it wasn't too splitty, and I'd used a half double crochet. So first I thought I'll just do half double crochet circle and just keep going till I run out of yarn. I'm not bothered about where I attach it. I've used magic knots to attach the ball, so only had the very end and you know the little bit that comes out the middle from your start. That's the only two bits that I had to sew in, which is always good because I hate sewing in ends. I literally have a blanket upstairs that I've been using for 2 years and I haven't sewn the ends in. It's a big granny square blanket. It's like a 2-colour granny, and yeah, it's not had any of the ends sewn in yet because I don't like sewing in ends. And I thought, well, it's just for me, and if I don't care, then you know, it's not like I've got a parade of people coming through my bedroom and looking at the cover that I've got on my bed. So I've sat and I've worked through all of these. They're all 50-gram balls. I used a 5mm hook for this, and yeah, I just kept going. You can see there's like little breaks in it, but I do not mind. I just wanted to use up all of it, and it's nice, it's soft, it's drapey. I would recommend it's heavy because it's cotton, but it's nice for sitting on the sofa. Me and the dog were sitting with it earlier on because it's we've had a bit of a heat wave here, but now it's dropped cold. So I'm going to do the British thing of talking about the weather now. It's dropped cold, but not cold enough so that you need an actual blanket. But because this is cotton and because it's quite airy, it was nice just to have sitting over me. And then the dog decided that she wanted to get under it, so I've been sat with this over my legs. And it's just nice and cosy, isn't it? Like just having something to snuggle, even when it is warm. So this is now my on the back of the sofa blanket for when I want to snuggle, and I can always wrap it around me like that as well. So there we go, nice little rainbow blanket. Also happens to be in Pride Month, so that was a happy accident. Oh dear. Right, other finishes that I have. Sock. I found my sock blocker. So this you will not have seen since probably like my first or second episode. I had I've not sewed the ends on this yet. I've literally just finished this right before I started recording because I wanted to get it finished so that I could show you. It's toe up, fish lips kiss heel. Did my, sorry, that's the dog yawning. I did that, and then I just went straight into my ribbing and did 10 rows of ribbing. I wanted them to be really short, so I do actually have the tiniest little nug left, and I'll use this for, so I'll put it in like a magic knot ball. So tiniest little nug left. It's head over heels, Stylecraft head over heels, but I can't remember the colourway because I actually made a pair of socks out of this before and I had 40 grams left. So I wonder if I can get a pair of socks out of 40 grams. Which is why I just went straight into the ribbon. But I didn't want to have like a massive ribbon on it, so these would be nice for my trainers in the summertime. Or I've got a pair of like Mary Janes, so they'll be nice in them. So yeah, there we go. I don't know where I got the sock blocker from. Might be an Etsy, might be Amazon, could have been anywhere. I can't remember. It was quite a long time ago. Sorry. It's cute though, it's got sheep in it. So there we go. I am not going to cast on the second one because the reason I wanted to get this one finished was so it would free up the needles, because I only have 2 pairs of sock needles. Because I knit on 2.5mm magic loop. I was for a long time back on knitting on DPNs, but since I got ill and I kept losing my DPNs, and then I started back on Magic Loop again because of that, I've just been sticking to Magic Loop, and I prefer it. It's easier for out and about knitting and just for being able to pick up. And my dog has a tendency to jump on me because she's a very large enthusiastic puppy. So I should have put my ponytail up higher. Oh, look, I've got no hair. I do have hair, I promise. I've just had to tie it up very loosely because it's wet, and I don't. God, it's staying now. Got a beehive going on now. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Right, sock. I'm going to cast on the other one of that. Oh yeah, that's what I said. I'm going to cast on the other one of that next month because I wanted to free up the needles to make a pair of Christmas socks, because I am doing Christmas in July vlogs. Because even though June's only just started, apparently it's July tomorrow. So yeah, I did put out a little mini video for Christmas in July with some of the stuff that I'm looking at making. I haven't decided exactly what I'm making yet because I can't plan an entire month of what I fancy making because my brain doesn't work like that. So I have a selection of things. I have a couple of things that I know I definitely want to do, and then I have a selection of things to choose from as I fancy it on that day. Right. My last, no, not my last finished object, my last crochet finished object, my last yarn finished object is this. It's a cowl. It's like that at the back. I'll show you what it's like when it's on. Oh! Pull my ears out. My earrings. Oh, see, it's a nice deep V there. This is going to be one that will be going in the shop. It is loosely based on the Elemental cowl, which is a free pattern from Furls. Except I can't count, and it's more or less the Furls pattern. And they did it as a cowl last year, I think, maybe the year before. It's free on the website. If you go onto the Furls website and just type in Elemental, you'll find it on there. Their one has a big massive border on it, which I didn't do, and at the back theirs does not look like that. They have the triangle comes up to a point. They don't have this flat bit here, but because I can't count, I ended up having to make some design decisions and change it slightly. But this is made with a carbon marble cake in, oh, what colour is this now? Almond something. Something to do with almonds, I'm sure. This took, I've got about 70 grams left. So what are they, 250 gram cakes? So took about 180 grams to do that. I could have made it bigger. Obviously, if you do it properly and you put the border on, it'll take a little more as well. But yeah, it's nice. The stitch on it is, it's like little DC clusters, and then the edges on it are little treble clusters. Hide my face. So it gives it a kind of nice little edging for these bits. And then round the top, I just did, what did I do? I did a little moss stitch, yeah, a little moss stitch around the top. So just a single crochet, chain one, single crochet, chain one. And did that just to finish off the top. What did I do that with? I think I did that with a 5mm hook. I did do it with a 5mm hook because normally when I use this yarn, I use a 7mm hook to make it nice and drapey, because it's quite chunky for a worsted weight. Because we don't get a lot of actual worsted weight here, we get a lot of Aran, which is slightly thinner than this, I think. It feels slightly thinner to me. So normally I use a 7mm to make it a bit more drapey when I use the ones like this. And I used a 5mm because that's what was called for in the pattern. And it's a little stiff on that. I need to chuck it in the dryer. It's a little stiffer than I would like it, and it was stiffer to work, not difficult, but noticeably stiffer than it would have been. Right, last finished object is a sewing one. It's not the quilt. It's not either of the quilt tops. The ones that I should have had finished by now and in the hoop and having them quilted. No, because why would I do that? Instead, I made this. I've never made a coin purse before. I'll put the floral on the inside. Now, I think I've spoken about these before. I used to get a subscription box called the Craft Club box, and then I stopped getting it because they were piling up and piling up. So I'm trying to work my way through that. Also, the prices went up by quite a lot, and I did actually go back to them again, and I thought, well, if the prices have gone up, the prices of everything's gone up, you know, it's not gone up by that much, I'll give them a go. And I got them for 2 months, and 2 months in a row I got the same thing, so I cancelled my subscription. Also, you used to get a lot of, you would get your box with your pattern and everything you had to make the thing that was in the box, and it would alternate between a machine sewing project and a hand sewing project every month. But you would also get a lot of little extras in it, and I thought it was like a noticeable less amount of extras. I think I used to get lots of like little, not expensive things, but things like little bits of trim or buttons or, you know, useful little nice bits, but not expensive. And I think they're going down more the route of giving you something that's a bit more expensive but less of it. Like I think I got a pair of little mini scissor things with the last one, which I suppose is still nice, but you know, I've got a million pairs of scissors, so I'm sure most of us have. Anyway, so this was this week's one. It's just a cute little box bottom coin purse. It's the sewing type. I know you can get gluing ones as well. I've never made a coin purse before. I've never used these frames. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. Can you see the stitching at all? Because you have to sew it through there, and like this bit goes down further than this bit, so the needle goes in and out at an angle, but it means I can see my threads on the inside, so that's fine for me, and I'll probably use this for maybe notions or something in my handbag. But it's not something, if I was going to gift it or sell it or anything like that, I think I would probably want to use the glue-in ones, which is a shame because I like the look of the thread going around. I think it looks nice. It might just be a me thing. It might just be that I need more practice. Maybe if I could like put temporary glue in there and then stitch it. I don't know, I could maybe try that. I don't know, have you ever made a coin purse before? Is it me? Is it a me issue? I don't know. But it's nice, it's padded, the pattern was good. The last pattern was not good that I did. Oh, it's over there somewhere. The last pattern was meant to be a little box that folded in, and the top wasn't long enough for it. But there we go, my little coin purse. I'm hoping to just work my way through those boxes so that I can get rid of them, because I've got them in a big box and it would be nice to get that space back. Right. Let's have a wee drink. Oh, I need the caffeine today. Oh, right. Whips. What have we got for whips? I have notes down here because I'm trying to not go off on a million tangents today like I normally do. Right. This is... I also don't have anything prepared to show you on the tablet like I normally do, so everything's going to be linked down below. If I haven't linked something down below, let me know and I will link it. So this is the yarn that was left over from my my mesh top that I made, which I do still plan to do a tutorial for in the blog post, and I'm using it to make this, which is called Close to You. Now, I don't think it matters what way it goes. I think last time, it does matter because I put a stitch marker on it to show you where it was the last time. So the last time I was here, where this little skull guy is, this is from Roro and Cade's on Etsy. This is one that I just got ages ago in a box. So I've done another repeat. Now this bit here, this bit with the holes in it, is actually the border, and everything from this stitch marker on is the shawl, and that's just going to gradually get bigger. So what happens with these bits is you're binding off, and then in these holes, that's where you're adding more stitches back in. So the stitch count on this side always stays the same, and the stitch count on this side gets bigger. And that's it. That's just the full repeat. It's just these, I think it's 15 or 16 row repeat, most of which is just garter stitch. So once I can sit down and get into this, it should fly. I'm doing this on 4, I have no idea because it's come off. I think they're 4mm, my Knit Pro Symphonies. I like these because they feel nice in my hands and they're pretty. I have a lot of Knit Pro Symphonies. And I say, yeah, this is just cotton, DK weight cotton. I got this in Good Vibes mystery bag, and I've got about 125 grams altogether. So it says in it, like, once you've got the repeat, just keep going till you have like so much of your yarn left, and that's how much you need for the bind off. So yeah, I think it's a free pattern on Ravelry. Pretty sure it's a free pattern. Can't remember who it's by, but it's really well written. Everything's very well explained. I will link it down below. And this, along with pretty much most other stuff, you won't see again till August at least, because July will be Christmas. Right. Because I finished my purple socks, which last week they were finished, I just had to catch them on the toe. I found my needles literally about 3 minutes after I stopped podcasting. I was putting all my stuff away, and there was my pebble just sitting there going, hi. So I'm catching on the toe together, and I've been wearing the socks and they're very comfy. They're very nice. I'm wearing them just now actually. I would show you, but that would mean putting my feet in the camera, and it's not that kind of podcast. I mean, I could turn it into that kind of podcast, but I would imagine it's a very different audience. Sorry. Anyway, so if you remember a couple of weeks ago, I had bought some of this Viking of Norway yarn and on sale. Was it from Wool Warehouse? Lovecrafts. Might be Lovecrafts. Yes, because it didn't come in a bag. So this is the one that I've started with. It's these nice reds and teals and like petrol blues, and this kind of like weird purpley colour there. It's a roving yarn. We have a little bit of barf here, so I'll show you this. Right, so it is, I'm going to focus. Hello? No? Doesn't want to focus. But it is roving, and I was a little concerned about it because people seem to either love it or hate it. And the first review that I saw on it when I looked it up was a woman saying, it's terrible, I can't knit with this stuff, it keeps breaking, oh my god, it's awful. But I thought, you know, I'm quite a loose knitter. I don't really yank on my yarn. So I'll give it a go. And I just put my hand in the bag and pulled one out because I liked all the colours. Obviously, that's why I bought them. And I couldn't decide which one to do. But look at how this yarn transitions. Is that showing up? Oh, the light's ever so weird because it keeps like being undecided if it's going to rain or not. So see, it goes from like the lighter blue into the darker blue to start getting back into the lighter again. It's probably not the best colour to be trying to show you, but it's such a subtle transition going between them. And the other thing that I thought as well is I was worried about this being woven yarn. However, when you look at all like the Scandinavian yarns that you get in the plates and things like that, a lot of them are like, you look at them the wrong way and they fall apart. And yet they make very sturdy jumpers and socks and things like that. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to try it. It's 75% superwash wool. Probably. Yep. 75% superwash wool, 25% nylon. It's fingering weight, but it's only 350 meters. Like normally it says 3.5, yeah, 350 meters or 385 yards. Now this apparently you can wash at 40 degrees, so we shall see. I'm going to make one of these socks, throw it in the wash, and then see what happens. If it felts, then at least it's only one sock. And it'll be a short sock as well. And if it ends up going horribly wrong, then I'll just use the, because I've got like 6 or 7 balls of this. If it goes horribly wrong, I will use the yarn for like hats and cowls and things. It's fine next to my skin. I don't particularly get irritated by stuff, but that's fine for me on my neck. So that's an experiment to be. We'll see how we get on with that one. The colourway for this one, what's the colourway? Is there we go. Yay, at least it's focusing now. And it is Nordley's Vikings of Norway. And it's knitting up really nice. It's giving it like a super nice fabric. And again, it's on 2.5mm needles. And this is in the, you can tell what I use this for. The Japanese style bag, it's got this and it's got my put bags in it. And it's got these, which are little portable soap things. So that's my, when I'm out and about and I take the hound with me. Right, one more whip, I do believe. Let me just double check. Da, 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 da. Yes. I haven't done an awful lot on this. It's on my Wool Genie. Right, disclaimer. I had started making this as a centre pull. And then I decided, after knitting up to where the marker is, so we're balancing precariously here, knit to where the marker is, and then I thought, you know what, I'm going to put this on my Wool Genie. If you start a centre pull ball and then you put it on the Wool Genie, you get a pudding. It still pulls off fine, it's still, you know, it works, but it is not supposed to look like this. This is because I yanked out his guts to start with. Normally the ball, ooh, normally the ball would be more, it still looks like a pudding. Who am I kidding? But it still works. The Wool Genie, I love this thing. Honestly, I'm thinking about getting another one for doing some colour work. And just for like changing balls and things. So it's super easy. If you haven't seen one, it's got a little magnet in the top there, but it's like a rounded pointy magnet. Rounded pointy magnet. It's going to be really hard to show you, I think. But see, it's like pointy but like rounded off. And then there's a little magnet on the top there. it's got this bit which keeps falling out and I have no idea why. And then you just slip your yarn over the top of that. See, it's just slip your yarn over the top of that, hangs on there, and as you pull it off, it just spins, and it's amazing. And the dog hasn't even tried to eat it too much, so that's nice. And it comes off. It's good. It's strong enough to hold your yarn, and it's strong enough so like when you're pulling on it, because sometimes you know you get a little bit of a knot, and it's been fine. It's never come off when I've been yanking on it. But when you want to take it off, it comes off super easy. When you want to take it off, there's like no effort involved there, but it keeps it on while you're using it. I got mine on Amazon. I think it was $12.99 on Amazon, and it's brilliant because, you know, I've got a dog and small children. I could do without having balls of yarn rolling all over the floor. Yarn balls, yeah, I've had yarn balls. I don't really get on with them, and this is nice. It doesn't take up a lot of room either. Anyway, back to this. So this is where I was last time. I've literally done 1, 2, 3, 4 rows. I've not even finished the last row yet. I've done 3 and most of a 4th row. It's got a cute little star in the middle. See? This is a free pattern from Ravelry, and I shall link it down below because I can't remember who it's by. Ah, dear. This is what happens when I try and do things in a rush. I've forgotten to bring my tablet down and now I can't remember anything. It's just a basic star blanket though, so it's nothing too crazy, and I'm going to be doing it just purple and black stripes. And the yarn that I'm using, it's knocked everything all over the place. The yarn that I'm using is this one, which is 100% acrylic. It's double knit. That's the purple shade, and that's the black shade. And the black I had got from Tesco's ages ago, and then my partner bought me some off Amazon, and he got me the purple. So he got me 3 balls of the purple, which was very nice of him. So now I'm going to turn into a blanket. Right, I think that's everything as far as finishes, whips. That is everything as far as that goes. Plans. Right, my future plans. I said I'm going to be starting to do July vlogs. I'm going to try and upload just a little short 5-minute video. Maybe a 10-minute video, depends on what I'm doing. Probably just 5 minutes. They won't be long videos. And I know I always say that the video is not going to be too long and then it ends up being like an hour, but I promise the vlogs will be short. I'm going to be doing Christmas in July, and I have picked out lots of Christmassy things. This is the stock yarn that I couldn't find for my little Christmas in July intro video. This is West Yorkshire Spinners Candy Cane, and this was... No, I'm going to focus. Oh, there we go. They do a Christmas colourway every year, and this is from 3 years ago maybe? I don't know, I can't remember. But these are going to be my Christmas in July socks. So that's what I'm going to cast on with these. I am toying with the idea of just doing a massive tube, and then doing afterthought heels, toes and heels and toes. Just do like a massive tube with ribbon at either end, and then cut it in the middle and attach the toes, and just have some nice long socks for the winter for putting on, because I'll wear a lot of like knee-high boots in the winter, because just the feel of wet clothes on my skin is no. So I like to wear knee-high boots in the winter time. So I might just make some really long socks. And then it also means I don't really need to pay that much attention, and I can just go round and round and round and round. And what I will do is, instead of doing like my normal 60 stitches, because I normally have 60 stitches for my socks, I'll probably do 64 just to give it that little bit of wiggle room. And yeah, so that's going to be my Christmas in July socks. The other thing that I had forgotten to mention in my little intro thing was the blanket that I'm doing. And I really wish I had my tablet here because I don't have a picture of it. This is the yarn pack for it. It's pinks and blues. Oh, right, so we've got Empire. We've got white. Oh, we've got the list here. Right, so we've got Fuchsia Purple, Empire, White, Aspen. And it's the Ho 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 Cowl Blanket Pack by Rosina Plain. There you go. I will link it down below. It's a mosaic crochet blanket, and she brought it out Christmas just past, where I got the pack for it. I think she did it as a cowl. Yeah, she did. I've literally just said it's a blanket cowl. My brain. So, I'm sorry. So, she did it as a cowl, but obviously now that's finished. And you can get it on Ravelry and it just comes as one thing. I think you have to pay for it, but I can't remember how much it is. But I will link it. And that's going to be my main focus. To try and get it was actually the reason I thought about doing Christmas in July. So why it's not in the Christmas in July video is a miracle. A mystery. Because that's just how my brain has been this week. I keep forgetting so many things. It's terrible. So my plan for that is I need to do 8 rows every day. And if I can do 8 rows every day, that will give me enough time to get the blanket completed and then do the border. See, I got that because I watch Nitty Natty, Natalie, and this is what she does when she has a project that she needs to complete by a certain amount of time, is she works out what she needs to do, how much time she needs to do it, and then sections it off. Because I've had the blanket pack sitting there, and because I've never really done mosaic crochet before, it's a little overwhelming to think about doing an entire blanket. However, using Natalie's process of breaking it down into daily chunks and then vlogging every single day, that'll keep me accountable for it. I mean, she doesn't do the vlogging every day thing, but for me, if I can vlog every day, keep myself accountable for it, if I can do at least 8 rows every single day, I'll be learning a new skill and I'll have a really nice blanket at the end of it. So yeah, I mean, it's nice. It's done in sections. There's like, it says ho 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 on it because that's what the blanket's called, and there's a section with Santas, maybe a section with snowmen, snowflake, I don't know, I can't remember. I wish I had the picture. But I say, I'll link it down below, and then next week there will be a picture for it, and it'll also be on my vlogs as well. So yeah, going to get that done. That's going to be my main focus. What else I've got? I've got lots of like crochet, knitting, sewing, embroidery bits, all Christmassy type things that I can choose and decide to get done. I'm going to have a look and see if I've got any Christmassy things in the Craft Club boxes, and see if I can maybe knock out another 1 or 2 of those. That'd be nice. So I'm trying to combine all the things so we'll get everything done. And I'm also going to try and get some stuff off my Ravelry list, because that's another series that I'm doing, is a Stitcher library, trying to get through my massive Ravelry library. I do need to record another video. I decided rather than doing one for every single thing that I finish, I'm going to wait until I've got like 2 or 3 things, and then I'm going to record just a short video with the 2 or 3 things, rather than just having, because I've got so much stuff on the list, and some of them are very small things, and you know, I think it would just make more sense if I did 2 or 3 things at once. I don't know, what do you think? Would you rather have more frequent videos for every single thing that I finish off my Ravelry list, or would you rather have a slightly longer video that's maybe like 10-15 minutes about 2 or 3 things? I don't know, what do you think would work better? But I do have one to record because I have 3 things that I have finished on there. I think the only other thing that I've got, I bought some yarn. So originally, comes in this very green paper. This is from Gamer Crafting, and originally I'd seen this one, and this one is called Dalaran, and as I may have mentioned before, I play a lot of World of Warcraft, and Dalaran is one of the big cities. I'm trying to untangle this so you can see. There we go. Gamer Crafting. Dalaran is one of the big cities in World of Warcraft, and so I thought I'll get this, and it smells really nice as well. Got this. It is 75/25 merino, 400 meters, sock yarn, obviously. There's the, ooh, can you read that? And then I thought, I'm having to pay postage on it, so I might as well get in this one, which is like the hottest of hot pinks, with all these black speckles. And this one is called Head Bitch in Charge. There we go. And it's the same merino sock wool. I don't know if I will use them for socks, or if I will use it, because they go nice together as well, I think. Because this one's got like some lighter pinks in it, and this one's got this whole section which has got all these different pinks in it. So I got these 2 from Gamer Crafting. I found her on Instagram, so she has a website, but I found her on Instagram, and then that took me to the website. So because of the way that the internet works, because I've looked at the yarn and then gone to the website and then purchased the yarn, it's then showing me all these other yarn dyers. Now these ones, I remember looking at the shop. I remember looking at all the different colourways, and I remember not being able to decide which ones I really liked. I also remember thinking, I've just had stuff coming through from Gamer Crafting, so I probably shouldn't buy any more until like maybe in a couple of weeks' time. However, as it turns out, I did buy them, even though I can't remember it, because that's how my brain has been this week. So this is from Twink Knits, and these ones do not have colourway names on them. So this is an 80/20. Also sock yarn. Move my face. Hello. No. Are we not focusing? Oh, come on, focus. Okay, we're not focusing. You just need to take my word for it. Hand-dyed sock yarn, 4-ply, 80% merino, 20% nylon, 400 meters. Twink Knits also has a website. So there's this one. It's got these like beautiful pastels. I love it. It's so nice and it's so soft. It's like a really softly wound skein as well, so it's squidgy. And these also smell really good. And then I've got this one, which is, this one I remember is called something to do with storms, stormies or stormies, stormy or something. And it's got these like pinks and greys and creams. Also, like, why I don't buy two of the same one, so that same with these. Like, I could have bought two of the same one. I made like a nice big shawl, or like make myself a top or something like that. No, why would I do that? That would make sense. So those are my purchases. I think I'd mentioned before I've started getting a subscription box as well from Discreet Unicorn. I don't know when that's going to be coming. I've not had anything through from them yet, but it was only last week, so yeah, I don't know when they ship. I should probably look into it. However, I will probably also forget to look into it and be nicely surprised when it comes through the door. I think that's it for all the yarny content. Yes, just have a quick look around, make sure I've not missed anything. I think that's it. So what else have I been up to this week? It's been a pretty quiet week. I've watched a lot of stuff on the telly this week. I've spent a lot of time on this. Let's see, what have I watched? I've watched all 3 Godfather films. Godfather films are not the best thing to watch when you're crocheting. They're definitely more of like a knitting thing. You know, when you just got stuck in it to go round and round and round. Because there's a lot of subtitles. There's not always a lot going on. It's not a very fast-paced like situation. But the films are really good. And they're based on the Mario Puzo books, which I devoured when I was a teenager. I always loved them. And I hadn't seen the films for a really long time. And I don't think I'd ever seen the third one at all. So that was nice to sit and watch them. What else to watch? The Witcher. The Witcher came out yesterday. 5 episodes. And I sat and binge watched all 5 episodes yesterday. Because why not? I went to sit and watch them on my own, because even though like Richard will sit and watch things like that, he likes to watch things like that. I like to sit in silence when I'm watching things, so I can actually watch it and listen to it. And he likes to talk through things, which makes me want to like put a pillow over his face. I get very irritated when people talk and I'm trying to watch stuff. So we decided that we would watch The Witcher separately. Also, he didn't want to sit and watch me going, oh, look at Henry. He is a fine figure of a man. He's lovely. He's really nice. He's just like so nice all the time to everybody. And the other thing that I've been watching this week is Black Mirror. I'd started watching it. So my nose is really itchy now. And I got a fluke on my nose somewhere. Black Mirror I had started watching a really long time ago when I still lived with my ex. And we watched, I think, maybe the first 3 episodes. And it's not the sort of thing that he likes to watch. Because it's a little bit weird, a little bit sort of makes you think about stuff, and he wasn't really into it. He doesn't like it when you have to put effort into following things, and put effort into like, it sounds really bad. He doesn't want to have like a big conversation in his head about what he's just watched. He just wants to watch something and enjoy watching it. And if you've ever seen Black Mirror, it's a British... I'm sorry if you can hear the dog. She's complaining. She's in her crate because she was wrecking the place again. As soon as I started setting everything up, she's like, ooh, time to play. So she's now complaining because she's in her crate. Well, right. So Black Mirror is a British-made TV programme. It has a mixture, the actors in it are a mixture of British and English depending on which episode you watch, and each episode is kind of standalone, but it looks like within each season, and I might be wrong, I might be completely making this up, I'm sorry, it looks like within each season they have like a bit of a theme. So I said I'd already watched the first season. The second season, the very annoying thing about it is on Netflix everything's backwards. So normally, Lilith! Normally on Netflix, I'll be 2 minutes. She's very annoying. Right, so normally on Netflix, you go on the things and it has like seasons 1 to whatever. On this one, there's 6 seasons, so it goes season 6 down to 1. So when you're trying to play it, it keeps trying to go back to the ones that you've already watched, which I find very annoying. But like, what can you do? That's just how it is. So I've already watched season 1, so I don't want to watch that again. I watched season 2 and I'm on season 3 just now, and there's only like half a dozen episodes. I think the first... Sorry. Okay, we're back. Sorry. And here she is, looking like butter would not melt. So what was I talking about? Yeah, Black Mirror is... It's a bit weird. So the second season seemed to be all about... Everyone seemed to have these like brain implant things, so everybody could see what was going on. And for the most part, the episodes just seem to be about normal people. They're all standalone episodes, and it's a lot of like what if kind of, not too far in the future kind of tech things, and there's a lot of very like twisty stories in it. I will say you never ever see anything, but there's a couple of episodes where the subject matter might be a little triggering for people. But saying that, I have a lot of problems being like with trigger warning things, and because you don't actually see anything ever, things are sort of briefly mentioned to give you the context, but there's never any detail, and you definitely never see anything. It's all very, very subtle and actually quite well done. I was fine watching it, and a lot of the episodes are to do with like society and how society runs and how people see themselves and see other people, and yes, it's interesting. It definitely gives you stuff to think about. So if you like watching something that's a little bit weird and you want to know exactly how weird British people can be, then Black Mirror's pretty good. So I'm only on season 3 at the minute, but yeah, I'll watch the rest. Oh, that reminds me as well, there's another episode of Riverdale for me to watch. I'll need to get to that. I think there's only one more episode of that as well, maybe 2 before the season ends. I think that's pretty much all I've watched. I've done very little reading. I've started reading Neverwhere by Neil Gaiman. I've read a little bit of that, but not very much at all. It's annoying. It's been so warm and so humid that I'm tired, but I can't sleep. And then because I can't sleep, having broken sleep, it's just making me exhausted all the time, which is probably why my brain's been so fuzzy. Oh dear. Right. I'm going to go. We are currently hitting 55 minutes. This was supposed to be a quick episode, I have completely failed. I don't think I went off on too many tangents though. I'm really trying not to be the tangent queen. And the dog has started eating her bone, because that's what she does. As soon as she sees me recording, she either complains or she eats her bone. Right, I'm gonna go. I'll be back tomorrow for the first Christmas in July vlog. So yeah, hope to see you there. Are you doing Christmas in July? Let me know. Are you doing anything Christmassy for Christmas in July? Making things, or are you just looking forward to... I know there's quite a few people doing Christmas in July type things. There's a couple of hashtags going around, which I would like to get involved with, except I can never remember. After I've watched the podcast and I don't write it down, I can never remember. So I'm just going to do my own Christmas in July thing and see how that goes. Oh, I know there is one, Deck the Halls. There's the Deck the Halls one, which is Ella from No Catchy Name and a couple other people. They're doing that Christmas ornaments, so I might get a little bit involved with that one because I'll be making some Christmas ornaments, I would imagine. Right, I'm gonna go. I shall hopefully see you tomorrow. If not, I shall hopefully see you next week. Enjoy your week, and I shall see you later. Bye.